Hey everyone, welcome back to Olson Farm. Today I want to kind of show you a little bit of what's going on in the grow room. I've got some seedlings that are sprouting, doing pretty well, some that aren't. I want to check in on some eggs I've got incubating and just give you a tour of the grow room, uh, show you some of the things I've made and how they help my farm. So let's take a look. Here we go. Cleaned it up a little bit since last time you saw it when we were first starting the seeds. So we've got a few things around here. We'll kind of show you around what's going on. First, let's check in on some of those seedlings. I want to show off some tomato seedlings we got going on down here. Looking really good so far. I've got a couple I need to thin out, but mostly looking pretty good. We got some more tomatoes down here and some peppers, all looking pretty good as well, you can see. Up here we've got a few leeks, looking pretty good, and a couple back there way in the back, some basil. I have a really hard time getting basil to germinate. I don't know why, but I got a few back there. We may have to end up planting some more. I want to show you a problem I have in this grow room. This was a full thing of peppers. They had sprouted, but you'll kind of start noticing through here, there's some divots, some holes, and then you'll also notice some stems here with no leaves. I have a mice problem. They have been bugging me, and they seem to like peppers a lot, particularly my hot peppers, my Highlanders, my Anaheims. Here we have some bell peppers as well that they liked some of, but left a few. So I've set some traps. Hopefully we'll get rid of those and ordered a whole new packet of seeds for this tray, and hopefully we'll get those to grow. I had a similar problem in this tray. This tray I'd started some Pueblo peppers and some culantro. I had gotten in there and dug in on those, and so yeah, I don't know if I'll get anything of those. It's been about a week that those have been germinating. I'm not sure I'll get anything. So luckily I had a few Pueblo pepper seeds left over, and some culantro, so I kind of put those in here, and hopefully we'll get some. I don't know. That's the kind of part about growing, that you never know what's going to happen, what you might lose, and you just kind of do the best you can to get it all come back. All right, now let's check in on some eggs I've got incubating. We are at about day, let's say about 18, no, probably about day 19. And so I have gone ahead and taken out the egg turner, and I've laid the eggs down here on the rack itself. And so tomorrow is probably about the first day that some of these should start hatching. Kind of up the water a little bit. I did have a problem early on where it's a lot drier out here in the grow room, and so humidity lost a lot quicker than I thought. So there was a day I didn't check, and it dropped down about 49%, which is a bit low. We want to keep it around 60 to 70. So I immediately put some warm water in, and hopefully it'll be okay. And I've had to kind of keep checking it every day and pretty much adding some hot water every day to keep these going. And we started with about 20 eggs, actually about 19. And about day 14, I checked them all, and we had about 10 that were definitely had something in them. And so these are the 10, and we'll see how that goes in a day or two. Hopefully we'll have some good things to show you next time. And I did go ahead and set up a little area in here for when those chicks do hatch. I've got a little bit of food in there. The water I'll fill when we get to it. And I've got some electrolyte tabs I'll put in there. Heat lamp ready to go. Now this is part of a bigger kind of container. I've got it, you can see I kind of got it blocked off there a little bit. Just keep them all closer together. As they get older, I'll remove that cardboard, and they'll have free range of the whole tub until they're ready to go outside. I also have a heat lamp in there right now, not on obviously, but that'll get plugged in when they go in. But again, I prefer using, I've got these, actually got it set up over here, this heated panel over the heat lamp. Just it's a nice little radiant heat panel that they like to kind of crowd around and get next to, but it feels a little safer than the bright heat lamp itself. And so again, after about a week or so, I will switch the heat lamp over to the heat panel, and they'll be more comfortable there. I did kind of want to give you just a quick tour of the grow room itself and just some things that I've built I'm pretty proud of. So we'll start with these seedling racks over here, these PVC pipe seedling racks. Kind of give you a pan down here to see it all together. So I've got one rack with 4 shelves, one rack with 3 shelves. The 3 shelf one is for when plants get a lot bigger, over like 12, 18 inches or so, when the tomatoes get really big. And then the smaller ones for the seed starter. So I've already kind of shown you those with my lights on. I'm really proud of these lights and how I made them. I'll give you kind of a quick look here. This was the bottom shelf that those pepper plants were on that got eaten. But as you can kind of see, it's strips of red and blue lights, balanced for growing seeds and seedlings. Essentially comes in I think it was about a 25-foot strip that I cut up, soldered some connectors together. It's like 4 pins and so forth, and then taped it all down, hot glued the strips to the pan. This is essentially a full-size cookie sheet that I use. I got a good deal on about 10 of these all at once. And so I use them for the lamps themselves as well as the trays. Once I move them into 4-inch pots, I can fit 24 4-inch pots on these trays, and then they sit directly under the lights, and it's perfect fit. So I've used these cookie sheets a lot. And again, for the lights themselves, here you can kind of see with the lights off. That makes much of a difference, but you can kind of see that a little better. And it works out pretty well. And I built the shelves to fit the cookie sheets themselves, so they fit perfectly on there. The lights fit perfectly in. I can adjust the heights of the light with these chains and hooks. I just kind of move it up a link or two as the plants grow. And like I said, I'm fairly proud of these shelves and lights, and I think I did a pretty good job on those. And they work. That's all I need. Something else I made was this potting shelf. You see here. This I built. It's got a shelf up top, table top here, and I can plant on a light there that I hooked up so I can see what I'm doing, and a shelf below, and just kind of the floor beneath that. So I kind of use all that for storage for a lot of different things, as you can see. But it makes this a lot easier to plant seeds when you have kind of a surface and light and space. Before that, I was doing it in the house on the table, getting dirt everywhere, and yeah, my wife didn't really like that too much, so trying to move it out here and do as much as I can out here. I showed you the tubs that I have for the chicks. I have 2 of them. One was here when we bought the place. One I bought, the shinier one over there, you can see. And so I will start chicks in here. In about a month or so, I'm going to pick up some meat chickens, and they'll go in here for a little while until they're ready to go outside. So we'll have probably about 30, maybe 40 chicks in here about a month or so from now. Now, the thing about having chicks in a grow room is, or anywhere really, is they kick up a lot or scratch up a lot of dust from their shavings and everything, that the bedding and everything. So it gets really dusty in here, and I just, today kind of went through and wiped a lot of stuff down. But you get 30 or 40 chicks in here, it can get pretty dusty. But they do really well here until they're ready to go outside. And I've got panels for a panel for each tub, feeders for each tub, waters for each tub. Eventually, you saw the water I had in there before. After a few days, I don't really like the tray style of those because they just kind of collect a lot of shavings and poop, and they kind of walk through there. So what we'll do is we'll switch over to these buckets. Have these nipples underneath. There. And the chicks will peck at those, and the water will come out that way for them. It's a lot cleaner way to keep your water, the chick water, which is always a big problem. When I show you the outside chicks, the flocks I've got out there, I've got bigger buckets out there for them, the same kind of thing. Again, I just get tired of a lot of the stuff that can get into the water and having to clean out those trays all the time. So the buckets with the nipples on them, and these are buckets I bought. They're food grade, and then I bought the nipples separately and installed them myself. Now you gotta be careful when you do that, that you don't strip out the hole. You gotta drill very carefully, but it works, and they're a lot happier, and I'm a lot happier because it gets less messy. One more just kind of general thing I wanted to show you is the room itself. Now this was, when we moved in, just kind of a tack room. It didn't have any insulation. It was very cold in here. We had kind of bare studs on these two walls that I'm showing you. This wall itself, the angled wall here, was just all the way out to the sheet metal of the structure itself. So there was no insulation from outside. And so I built a frame on the wall itself. I paneled over all the studs that were exposed here, and I filled everything with straw. And you can kind of see that I left this little spot open here that didn't really fit. I got this straw from free, actually, and I try and get everything that I can as free as possible. And I had to just kind of showing you around more of I had to kind of frame in, or not frame in, but kind of panel over all the structures on these walls. And like I said, I got the straw free. It was up in the mountains someplace. Somebody was building a straw bale home, insulated with straw bales, and then they had leftovers. And so I went up and loaded up as many as I could, and brought them back and filled in here, filled in the ceiling, and everywhere around. And it definitely stays a lot warmer in here. Like I said, I've got the radiant oil heater here that keeps things pretty warm, even on pretty cold nights, if I have to. I don't run it all year round, of course, but only when I've got things growing in here and need to keep them warm. But it also keeps it fairly cool in the summer too, which is pretty nice. It's all this very clean straw that was, again, supposed to be used for a straw bale home. But the nice thing about that is it's nice and it's really high quality straw. It's packed really well and tight and dry, and works great for insulation. So I stuffed it all in there and boarded it all up, and so we've got a fairly warm outside space for my chicks and my plants. Again, fairly proud of all this that I've created in here. Hope you like it. If you have any questions on how I did any of this stuff, please reach out, let me know. Or if you would like me to build something for you, I'd be happy to provide that service. All right, that's all for today. And maybe next time we'll take you outside and show you the flocks and some of the stuff I've done out there. All right. Take care, everybody. Hope you liked the little tour. Like I said, I'm really proud of all this stuff. And I'll see you next time.